Neverending Chain by Dragon Translator. Chapter 180. Tone. Shadowfire lowered his belly so his mother could dismount. She and Fishlegs wandered into the ruined village, with Meatlog following along. Shadowfire did not miss the glance the Gronkle gave Hookfang before she followed her rider onto the snow-covered and debris-strewn main path. Shadowfire turned to the Nightmare in time to duck a sweeping tail. "Hooky, what are you doing?" Shadowfire backed up. Hookfang advanced. Shadowfire jumped right. Hookfang's muzzle snapped shut, brushing a wing. "Hookfang, stop!" Hookfang ignored his rider. He spun. Shadowfire ducked another tail swipe. Hookfang snarled. Shadowfire backed up. He was not confused. He was not surprised. He expected this. Hiccup and Astrid may have forgiven him. That did not mean the other dragons did. Hookfang advanced. An iridescent barrier flashed into existence between him and Shadowfire. Hookfang stopped, looking right. Shadowfire looked left. His mother walked out of the village. Shadowfire winced, recognizing the look on her face. She was not happy. "Hookfang, do you follow your alpha's will?" she asked, standing right in front of the Nightmare's muzzle. Hookfang snorted. "Yes, Aldagida," he said, "and I am not attacking your son. I am trying to break him out of the belief he has dove into." "Explain," Gita said, and Shadowfire winced again. The tone demanded the entire truth. Ancestors welcome Hookfang if he decided to be coy and try to bank around Gita's request. "Your son thinks the Alpha's forgiveness wasn't for him." Gita looked over her shoulder. Shadowfire sighed and lowered his muzzle. He heard his mother sigh. His eyes widened as Snotlout began speaking. "Oh, brother. All this for a dragon who thinks he's above Hiccup." "Snotlout," Hookfang said, a warning note in his voice. "What? He does. Hiccup said he's forgiven, but he doesn't believe it. He thinks he's above Hiccup." Shadowfire blinked as Snotlout stomped over stone and rock. The teen stopped in front of Shadowfire's muzzle and placed a hand on either side of Shadowfire's jaw. "If Hiccup could forgive me and the rest of the tribe, he can forgive you." Shadowfire closed his eyes. "You all hurt him. I endangered his queen." Snotlout snorted. "Bah! I've flirted with Astrid since I learned Hiccup had a thing for her just to torment him, and he knew it. He still forgave me. He told you, Astrid told you, that you were forgiven." "Never thought I would find myself agreeing with Snotlout," Fish said as he and Meatlog joined them. "But he is right, Shadowfire. Hiccup doesn't lie. He forgave you. Every Viking knows what it means to swear an oath to a god, even if that god is Loki. You had to do as you swore, or you would have angered Loki. Hiccup knows an angry god is not a good thing for us to have to deal with." Shadowfire sighed again. In his mind he knew and understood their words. His heart, however, was another story. He genuinely loved his alpha and the nest he created for all who bowed to him. As soon as he grabbed Astrid and stood on his hind legs, Shadowfire knew he had lost everything. His entire flock. His place in the nest. That even Hiccup grabbed him once he said he would leave shocked Shadowfire. Astrid was Hiccup's queen. You did not mess with her or harm her. Hiccup did not play when it came to her safety. He had ordered Toothless to ready a plasma blast at Alvin just because the man held Astrid off the side of a cliff. Had Vigo harmed Astrid when he held her on the edge, Shadowfire knew the man would have been thrown into the volcano instead of the Dragon's Eye. Shadowfire had been certain that his actions crossed the line that Hiccup would truly never forgive. "Son." Shadowfire lifted his gaze. His mother's tone would not let him ignore her. He found her standing right beside Snotlout. He crooned sadly. His mother's eyes held a sheen she did not deserve to have. He moved his head out of Snotlout's grasp and buried his muzzle against his mother. She wrapped both her arms around his snout. "Oh, my son. Hiccup and Astrid have forgiven you. Please start forgiving yourself." Onyx Wing glanced at Sunburn and then turned back to Hiccup. A good portion of the answer you seek will be found when we reach the end of this, and you find what that human is looking for, Onyx Wing said. Hiccup grunted. Not the answer he wanted, but he had been around Toothless enough to recognise the tone of Onyx's voice. There was more, but he could not say. He would not say. Hiccup felt the urge to pinch his nose like Gita did. They had come to this nest, not just to let Toothless reunite with his family, and for the same family to meet Hiccup. They had also travelled this distance because the Changewing Elder believed the answer to Hiccup's soul hold the power it did would be found here, where the All-Tale originated. So far, Hiccup had gotten more questions than answers to everything. He still did not understand how Onyx was even alive. How Onyx Rider was alive. He had no clue why Silent left a duty the dragon saw as sacred just for him. He did not know why Toothless's aunt acted as she did, or why she seemed to hate him. Hiccup did not know what it would accomplish for him to find out what Skolda sought on this island. The man had left Berk to seek its history. Gothi taught everyone that much. Stoic taught Hiccup what Gothi could not write out, and have Gobber interpret, since it was deemed as knowledge to remain with the chief and his family only. Hiccup had never understood why Skolda believed there was more, and certainly did not see whatever rested in that treasure room he seemed to want to get into would really matter to anyone on Berk. This nest and Berk were so far apart from one another as to be on opposite edges of the world, or as Gita put it, on the opposite side of the world. There could be no link between the two before he and Toothless became brothers, and Berk gained the nest as an ally. Hiccup, Onyx Wing called, and Hiccup could not help but face the dragon. Not when he used a tone that reminded Hiccup of his father calling for undivided attention due to a grave manner. Just know this. We have waited a long time for you. You are the answer to so much, young one. So much. End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed this one. So, yeah. I think Shadowfire needed that. And honestly, Ghost not out. He's really come around, I think. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment and subscribe and hit that bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye my guys, gals and all binary pals. I'll see you in another video. Take care.